All right, everybody, welcome to a special edition of Suite 301. It is December 18th, 2018, which means it is the holiday season. It's finally upon us. We decided to give you guys a special episode. We kicked out all the old guys. It's Joe Schaefer alongside Alec Verhoff, our Marucci account manager.
Right.
We're going to bring you this edition of Suite 301. We're coming to you live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as always. No changes there. And we're here to give you the latest news and updates on all things NCBA, NCSA, NCFA, NCBBA.
Right, and make sure to follow our Facebook and Twitter pages, and also follow us on YouTube at Call Club Sports, where you can see videos from around our leagues and older episodes of Suite 301.
Absolutely, Alec. You're a natural up here, man. You are an absolute natural.
I appreciate it. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, absolutely. Me as well. This is exciting times here. We decided to bring a little bit of youth to the show today.
Much we needed to.
Yes, Christian just had a kid. Sandy's a little under the weather today, so he put the responsibility in our hands, and I think he put it in the right hands, in my opinion.
No better.
But we got a jam-packed show for you guys today. We're going to cover all things that we just mentioned, and I believe first on the docket is NCFA. We're going to have Dave Mogensen on here in a second, but a lot of new updates, a lot of new things going on NCFA-wise. We just wrapped up the 2018 National Championship game. Incredible game there. But the most important thing coming up here is Saturday, January 26th, we have the NCFA League meeting. It's going to take place here at our headquarters in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's going to start at 12:30 p.m. We are starting to take RSVP, so if you guys are tuned in right now, the football teams are tuned in, make sure you guys are sending your RSVPs to me. We strongly encourage you to bring student representation to this. I know a lot of the teams in the league have coaches that want to partake in it, and that's fine. We encourage them to come along too, but it's vitally important for the student reps, team presidents, vice presidents, even advisors if they want to tag along. But it's very important to get numbers here. This is where your voice is going to get heard. This is where any rule changes are going to be made. Your presence here will be felt, so it's very important to consider making the trip up here, filtering it into your budget. Really putting it on your books. And if you are absolutely unable to make it, we will be streaming it live on our Facebook page. It'll be streamed all day. It's an all-day event. So at the very least, you guys can tune in and listen to the Facebook broadcast for the meeting. It's very important. But I guess we'll go ahead and transition into Mogs. He'll call in here shortly, and we can talk a little bit of the bowl game.
Let's do it.
I'm excited. It's exciting times here right now, Alec. It really is.
It really is.
When you bring youth to the show, it's really just it's going to electrify the entire show. And I believe this is Mogs right here. Mogs.
What's happening?
Hey, man, you're on air right now with Joe and Alec. We brought a little bit of youth to you today. How you feeling?
I like it.
Yeah.
Change it up.
Sandy's a little
good over here in Wisconsin.
No, awesome. Yeah, Sandy's a little under the weather today, so he gave us the reins to do a little gridiron breakdown.
Nice.
Absolutely. Hey, so Mogs, the season just wrapped up. 2018 is officially in the books. I know you were not able to make it to the championship game. Your presence was definitely missed, but I'm sure you were tuned in live, and just wanted to see if you had a little bit of input on the Apprentice School bringing home their first ever NCFA National Championship, defeating Oakland.
Yeah, I thought it was, I did miss it. It was one of the highlights of my year, go out there with Norris and do that. But I thought it was a good game. I think Apprentice School, obviously, really good season, won a lot of games by a wide margin, and they won this game by a wide margin as well. But, I think the turnover battle really hurt Oakland. The rain, it seemed like everything was kind of going against Oakland. They kept the game close for a while, but when you have all those negative things happen against a team that good as Apprentice, you have a hard time overcoming that.
Right, absolutely. And I believe when we talked last on the November episode of Suite 301, you mentioned that Oakland had a high-powered passing offense. And I think, just being there, it was evident that the rain that was pouring down in the second half, it was a borderline monsoon, definitely affected their passing offense a little bit. It was something that clearly was felt in the stadium, whereas Apprentice was able to weather the storm a little bit and do a little bit of damage on the ground.
Yeah, Yeah, definitely. I think that was one of the big things that hurt Oakland was the rain. And seeing the forecast, you kind of knew that was going to be an issue, and it's just something that they couldn't really overcome. And then the turnovers, you put the interceptions probably on, throwing the wet ball and things like that, and things didn't add up for Oakland to have success.
Yeah, absolutely. And, with Apprentice School coming in, it's their first year in the league. They don't really know what to expect. They're the new guys on the block. I mean, it seems like we have teams that are like that every year. We saw last year with Fort Lauderdale. What does it mean for a team, that just started competing in the NCFA to run the tables their first year? What kind of momentum can that build that program?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge for them, and they're a little different than some of the other teams because they've had football previously for a long time. They've had football team in different leagues and different levels and stuff. So, but similar to Fort Lauderdale came through last year, really successful year, just didn't quite get it done at the end of at the championship game. But, you hear a lot of the bickering on Fort Lauderdale last year, and their admission standards are different. And now Apprentice has different fields that they're going with. But for them to kind of come to this level, to the club level, and have a really successful season here in their first season, to really help them out going forward. The question is now that they are a club level, how's that going to change their administration? How's that going to change them for recruiting? Mm-hmm. Are they going to be able to keep recruiting the same kind of players playing at our level and things like that? So it should help them. Winning the national title is good publicity, no matter what level you're winning it on. But the question is how are they going to be able to use that to continue building off of it?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Spot on, Mokes. And just to transition a little bit, we definitely don't want to leave Oakland out in the middle of this conversation. I mean, incredible season. I know that they had a coaching change, I believe. Sometime it took place maybe this past offseason?
Yeah, definitely had a coaching change this past offseason. The thing about Oakland is they came in the league their first year. They didn't, go to the national championship till their second year. But their first year, 2013, they were really good. One of the best teams in the league. 2014, they won the national title, right? And they've had a series of different coaches come through there. It seems like coaches come in, play really well, teams play really well, and they go for better opportunities. But it's a testament to the program at Oakland that they've had. They've gone to 3 national championship games with 3 different head coaches, right? The new guy came in, and it's not a knock on the coaches. It's not a knock on the coach they have right now. Coach Rick did a phenomenal job. I was really impressed by Oakland because they were able to, their last couple head coaches have been defensive guys, right? And they've had really great defenses. New head coach comes in, offensive-minded guy, but yet they're still able to keep that really, really good defense and then add on to it an explosive offense. So I think it's a really testament to Oakland as a whole, from their administrative staff, their team leadership, to continue to be in the mix as one of the best teams in the league year in and year out with different changes at head coach.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I love how you emphasize on the fact that they've built a program, a consistent program that competes year in and year out. And I couldn't agree more. I mean, it's evident that the way that they carry themselves and the way that they play. But, mentioning of building programs, as we look ahead into 2019, we're going to obviously see some coaching changes. We're going to see some administrative changes, team presidents, vice presidents, whatnot. Looking forward, who in your mind has made the leap in 2018, moving forward into 2019, that we can expect to compete at the higher level, maybe make the playoffs, national championship that maybe we wouldn't have expected this year?
Yeah, I think it's always hard at our level to do a really great forecasting. If you look at like FBS level, they can look and see how the recruiting is going. A lot of that stuff for our guys is very much behind the scenes. So there's guys that just kind of come out of nowhere when our season starts, right? Like all of a sudden, here's, this guy is great, like Terrence Sudbury. Did anybody know who Terrence Sudbury from Apprentice was at this time last year? None of us did, right?
Right.
So that's a little bit harder for us to look at. But if you look at teams that I thought this year really came out of nowhere and it started building some success for the future, I thought Southern Illinois, Edwardsville, kind of came out of nowhere with a 5-2 season. After being dead to rights 2 years ago, not even having a season, leaving the NCFA, coming back to the NCFA this year, and having a 5-2 season really was impressive to me. So strong leadership there should tell us that they probably will continue to rise next year. And if you go back, 6-7 years ago when the NCAA was just getting going, Southern Illinois was one of the stronger teams at that time. So they might be a team that's coming back into that fold as a strong team. UNC Greensboro, same thing. Pretty impressed by them. They're one of the teams that you see a lot of the stuff. If you follow, different teams' social media, they're a good social media team. So you see a lot of they got recruits coming on campus. They got all these coaches they're bringing in, they got players coming back. So they're a team that, based on what I see on social media since the season ended, they're putting the things in place to have a pretty successful year next year. And then you got the mainstays of, you got the Oaklands, you got Robert Morris, who will be good. Coppin had a little bit of a down year. That usually doesn't happen with them 2 years in a row. We haven't had 2 years in a row where Coppin has had a down year. Eastern Connecticut, real down year. They've been real good the last couple of years. I expect them to come back. You know, some of the teams that, again, the same way that some guys we don't know about, the same thing goes with guys that all of a sudden maybe leave school or they don't play the next year, and they kind of, you know, guys are counting on them and then they don't play, and that really screws up the team's season. So I think if you get on there and follow your, you know, team's social media and try to get some idea of what's going on as the season progresses, you know, by August we have a much better idea of where we think people are going to be at.
Right, spot on, Moke, spot on, and I agree. I think that you know, the gist of what you got, the teams that you just ran through, it's interesting to see some teams that are newer that have seen early success, whereas, you know, you mentioned teams like Eastern Connecticut that's consistently a power in the North Atlantic, you know, always giving Sacred Heart a hard time up there. It was an interesting dynamic this season, and I'm personally excited to see how it builds into next year. You know, and assuming that we'll have some newcomers come in also and give some problems to some teams as well.
Yeah, the awesome part about each of the last like 3 years is that the league is just continuing growing and growing and growing. You know, we have new teams every year now, and they're good teams, they're quality teams, not just from a win-loss perspective, but a perspective of good team leadership. They're going to be around for a while. They're going to build a program, as opposed to, you know, get a team in and then they don't have the longevity to be a program for a while. But all these teams that are coming in seem to have strong administrative support, strong team leadership, and they should be around for a while. And we keep building on that, and this league's just going to continue to grow.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. And well, yeah, I guess that's it. I guess that's it for 2018, Mogs. As we look in, you know, we're approaching 2019 now. What's on the docket? You know, I believe we've been working on All-Americans. That should be done, you know, sometime in the next couple of days.
I think we're done. This has probably been the most in-depth committee selection. You know, everybody knows we don't actually all meet in the same room, so we know emailing back and forth with the committee members and stuff. This year there's some tough choices, so it took a little longer than it has in years past, but a lot of guys with a lot of the stats that warranted a look. So that should be coming out, I think, here today or tomorrow. Just got to wrap it up for public release. But that'll kind of put the exclamation point on 2018.
Absolutely, yeah, and you're exactly right. I think it has been an interesting All-American selection process this year. When can we expect academic All-Americans to be rolling?
So as in years past, right after Christmas time, holiday season, we'll send out all the nomination forms. Same process as regular All-Americans. The only difference is they have to attach some kind of proof of the GPA to become an academic All-American. Gotcha. And that's usually a transcript or a screen grab of their cumulative GPA. So that ends up coming out with trying to, you know, right between Christmas and New Year's, with hopes of getting responses back by the first week or second week of January, and then we release it sometime in mid to end of January, depending on how the nominations come back.
Solid. Absolutely solid. All right. Well, you guys heard it there. Mogs, we appreciate you on, and you know, on the behalf of everyone involved with the NCFA, we appreciate the hard work, the sacrifice you put forth to make this league special, and you know, we wish you guys nothing but the best going into 2019, and I look forward to speaking with you sometime after the new year.
Sounds good. Everybody listen. Have a great holiday.
Absolutely, Mogs. Thanks for joining us today.
All right. See you guys.
Yep. See ya.
Bye.
All right, well, that was Dave Mogensen with the Gridiron Breakdown. A lot of you guys might not understand the effort that he puts forth to really keep this league going in the right direction, and it's definitely worth something pointing out. But great input on Mogs. You heard him with the Academic All-Americans will be released sometime within the first 2 weeks after the new year, so be on the lookout for that. Yeah, I guess that's it. I guess that's it for the NCFA 2018 season. So, all right, well, I guess we'll transition to commercial here. When we come back, we will be doing some NCBBA basketball.
Fundraiser is the official fundraising platform of Cole Club Sports. Teams have the opportunity to create a free online campaign to begin accepting donations in hopes of reaching their fundraising goals. Please be sure to contact Cole Club Sports for more information on this amazing platform for all of your team's fundraising needs.
Rawlings is proud to be partnered with Call Club Sports. If your team is in need of any products that Rawlings has to offer, contact us today. Rawlings, the finest in the field.
The game is the official headwear sponsor of Cole Club Sports. They offer an early order discount to all of our leagues on top of their already low prices. Go to thegameheadwear.com and check out their wide selection of on-the-field hats, off-the-field boonies, beanies, and visors. Contact Felicia Battaglia at coleclubsports.com for all of your headwear needs.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sweet 301. We have Sandy Sanderson surprisingly on stage today.
Hey, what? Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. Appreciate you having me to our show. I love the gear. I love the gear.
Yeah.
Some of our followers who have been dedicated for years have seen me come on here dressed like a Christmas buffoon, and the candle, the torch has been passed.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Good.
You know,
You got the spirit.
Yeah, I mean,
Spirit of the holidays. I love it.
We're 7 days away from Christmas.
I love it.
Here, so.
Absolutely.
But Sandy's on a word count, by the way, for everyone that's tuning in. He's been battling a little bit of it was a little bit of a sickness, some sorts.
Ever since I stood outside for 4 hours during the national title game in the rain.
Yeah, so you're loaded up with cough drops right now, ready to talk about some NCBBA basketball.
Yeah, yes. Cole Club Sports now sponsored by Mucinex.
Yeah. It's the only
Presented by Halls.
That's right.
And Chloroseptic.
That's right. So let's talk a little bit. You know, obviously, we don't have Zach here
Basketball.
today.
Zach happens to be out sick today.
Sick
Zach has become the go-to guy when it comes to basketball. He's out sick today. So it's obviously I'm depleting the office with my germs. So.
Yeah,
but let me fill you in on basketball because season's cruising along. We're kind of done for 2018. This past weekend we had three games, just one conference series. But 2018 is in the books. One of the things we did this year, we put a big emphasis on putting more of the scheduled conference games into the spring semester, being that's when the playoffs are, that's when the title is. Let's get, at least 75% of this conference schedule in the spring semester. So we did that successfully. But, a lot of teams were playing fall games, and, we've got little updates to present to you here. Some of the teams out of the get-go that are looking hot, Pitt, a team that was down last year, went to the national title game 2 years ago, down last year. They're 3-0 out of the gate. Central Michigan, Great Lakes West, 3-0 out of the gate. Ohio State, 2-1, dropped to 1 of 3 to Wittenberg, a team that made the playoffs last year. Don't sleep on Wittenberg. People think of Wittenberg as a little small private school, middle of Ohio. Don't sleep on Wittenberg. They will beat you and ruin your season. Made the playoffs last year.
Absolutely.
What a squad. Interesting, the Central Michigan. We've had a few, snafus this fall. A couple teams playing without a roster, which is obviously a no-no. They get smacked with some forfeit losses. That's kind of what sprung Central Michigan in the first place. Michigan, a team that went to the national title tournament last year, should know better than to play without a roster.
Absolutely.
They did. Smacked with 3 forfeits, so now that puts them behind the 8 ball, but they can regroup. If they've got the team that's made for a playoff run, they can get back there, but it's going to take some work. Yeah. Other things to report: SIUE, Mid-America South, off to a 5-0 start. Delaware and Towson, that's kind of your back neck of the woods, right? 6-0 out of the gate, both of them. Loyola, 8-1 already, playing a lot of fall ball.
Yeah.
That's an impressive record.
Yeah, I'm very, very bought into Loyola. Great team management, constant communication. Like you said, 8-1. to backtrack a little bit, I'm a big fan of doing the 75% of the games in the spring. That's the way it should be. When you look at any college basketball league in the country, at any level, that's the way it is. A lot of these, non-conference tournaments that are played in the Novembers and the Decembers, and then, you get through the holidays, you come back, and then it's full go. It's the way it should be, in my opinion. But Loyola took, initiative of scheduling as many games as they could in the fall, and 8-1, man, almost out of nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely. This was a team I think we struggled with operationally last year just to play their games. So kudos to the Greyhounds, and keep it up, guys. That'll put you in the postseason quicker than everybody else.
Absolutely.
They're trying to get in the clubhouse with the lead.
Yeah. Before 2019 comes in, they're trying to set their coordinates going into the playoffs.
Absolutely. Mid-Atlantic North, we got Princeton, another great team from last year, 3-0 out of the gate. Newcomer Penn at 3-0 as well. Virginia Tech 3-0 out of the gate. Georgetown 5-1 out of the gate. We got big surprise in New England. New team Bates College 6-0. 6-0. UMass Lowell, Harvard, Classics, both of them at 3-0. The new team, the Hoopsters, at 5-1. New England South, we got Northeastern at 3-0. Holy Cross, Boston College, all at 3-0. New England West, Yale, new team.
Yep.
Team that's been around a while, but just new to the league, 6-0. Not having any problems there. Fairfield at 5-1, looking good. Albany 5-1 in the North Atlantic East. St. John's team that's always been a powerhouse, 3-0 in the South. Syracuse 5-1 in the West. Georgia, I know that's a team that you used to oversee last year.
Yep.
Georgia 3-0 in the South Atlantic Central. Georgia's the team that
they had a couple issues internally.
Yeah, operationally, internally, and
it was a couple things that fell through for him. But so I've heard through Zach and everyone else involved with the league, I've heard that they turned it around. They really were eager to change their reputation in the league this year. And
absolutely.
They absolutely have.
Yeah, they came knocking on the door like, hey, we realize the last couple of years we've been more of a thorn than we've been a benefit to being a member of the league, and they came back, kind of, please let us back in, and we actually put it to the teams and said, hey guys, you have been the ones that have been, damaged. Your season's been damaged by this team who didn't show up for games and things like that. Do you want them back? And they voted and approved them to regain membership in the league, and they're off to a 3-0 start.
Yep.
So out west we got more into more like 90% of the games are going to be played in the spring. So not a lot of ball played in the fall out west, but Grand Canyon Purple 2-1 leading the SoPac East, and then Cal Poly team that went to the playoffs last year. In the north at 2-1, Stanford at 4-2, new team there. So they're going to kind of butt heads with each other. See who's going to take that conference. And then Cal Poly Pomona at 2-1 in the west. So a lot of good games played. Some perennial teams that you expect to be in the tops of the standings are there. Some surprise teams there. So lots of good stuff to think about and talk about in the polls. Had some shifting. The season began with Ohio State reigning champs at number 1. We knew they'd be in a rebuilding year. We had their coach on about a month ago, I think, for Sweet 301 interviews. A great interview with him, talking about how they're going to have to retool their style of play based on the new players they have and, what they've lost. They've slipped in the polls. They're no longer number 1. They're down to 2. Harvard Classics, the team they beat in the national title, have climbed up to number 1. So they're our new number 1 in the Week 6 polls. Going through the top 10. Again, Harvard 1, Ohio State 2, Syracuse at 3. They're up a spot. Arizona State up a spot from 5 to 4. Princeton up a spot from 6 to 5. East Carolina up to 6. Boston College and Towson tied at 7. Towson's a big mover there. They were at 13. Michigan drops to number 9. They were previously in the 3 spot. I think the panel realized, They got hit with some punishment for playing without a roster, and the voting committee docked them for that there. SIUE on the rise, fills out the top 10. They're at number 10, jumping up from number 15. So that's our Week 6 polls. Full polls are always available on the NCBBA website and Facebook, Twitter, social media. And then My word count's almost up.
Yeah. I can tell. I mean,
I'm dying.
A lot of familiar faces
Right.
in the top 10.
Absolutely. And then the next poll will come out late January. We'll come back from break. Like we said, we only had 3 games this past weekend. We're done. I think we pick up again. I think we have a few games in like 3rd weekend of January. And then we'll release the next poll. And then things will really pick up once we like crest into February. And, that's the conference push. That's when people start battling for conference titles.
Yeah,
And so forth.
yeah, and we don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but it's nice to bring up Michigan as an example since they made it to the national championship last year. As we transition to 2019, we're transitioning to the spring semester. As far as league updates go, by far the most important is just getting the paperwork submitted to the conference coordinators.
There's no reason to not know you need to do this. Where emails are going out, check your emails. People are going to remind you, do this. You got to do this. And hopefully we publicize. One of the things that was actually put into our rule book is when a team gets placed on probation for a rules violation, we have to publicize it now to create a learning environment for other teams. So other teams can sit back, see it on Facebook and say, ooh, what did they do wrong? We don't want to make that mistake ourselves. Michigan, good group of guys, good basketball team. We know they'll rebound from this. But they've basically become a learning piece, for a lot of other teams. Now, that said, coming into the spring, grades will need to be reevaluated. Just because you have had a roster for the last 2 months of play, everybody's in finals right now or just finished it. Grades will need to be resubmitted. Academic eligibility checks will need resubmitted in January to confirm, hey, the guys on my roster are in fact still eligible. And then at that same point in late January is our window where you can remove a couple guys from your roster, guys that have either dropped out of school, graduated, studying abroad, transferred, things like that. You're allowed to drop a couple guys off your roster if they meet those criteria, and then that creates more space where you can replace them and boost your rosters more. So look for that very specific time frame at the end of end of January that you can remove those players. And, if you come to us on the day after the deadline and say, oh, I'd like to drop this guy. He transferred. He's studying in Germany this spring. Hey, the deadline was yesterday, bud. No. The answer is no. It's black and white. So take advantage of that. Those rules are there for a reason, but they're also very specific, so you need to adhere to them. So.
Yeah, and that information is in the NCBBA rule book. You can access that online. I know that week is the week to remove people off the rosters, January 25th. Through January 31st. But you can access that on the NCBBA rulebook. It's on the website. If you can't find it on the website for whatever reason, reach out to your regional coordinator. He'll send it to you. It's important that you guys know that. I know personally I ran into some issues last year with guys wanting to get removed, for graduating, transferring schools. There's nothing that we can do once that deadline goes through.
Right, there's no window.
That's in the rule book. So you guys need to be aware of that, as well as being aware of getting eligibility letters processed and sent to your regional coordinators. Something that, once again, happens every year. Teams, I don't know if it's something that's within their control, that's not in their control, but it seems like some teams always have issues with getting their rosters processed before their first games. Something that you guys should be aware of far before your first scheduled games.
And especially for those teams that are playing middle of January, like as soon as you come back, realize you need to get this stuff working this
immediately.
The second you step back on campus, you need to be in that registrar's office getting that letter put together and sent over. Because, hey, the idea that we forgot about it over the break, the registrar needs 3 days to turn this around and we don't have time. That's just an excuse. That doesn't change the rule book and make you not in violation. So, make sure, put it on your radar. Take care of it. And I think one of the things a lot of teams mistakes they make in the academic eligibility letter is it's like they think they can only do it once. As if, all right, these 12 guys we're going to put on the team. We don't know the other 4 or 6. So they wait. Get those 12. Get a letter with those 12 and get that taken care of. Yeah. And then as you decide on the next 6 guys, you do another letter. All right, we decided we had to try it. We're going to keep these 2. Send us a second letter with, okay, these 2 guys are academically eligible. You can keep adding them, You don't have to do it all at once, but get the bulk of your team so you have a roster, so you are legal, so you can have a base that you can go play with. And then if you add a couple more guys as the season progresses, you can add them on as well.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Yeah, you guys definitely can send more than one eligibility.
And going into your rec sports department or your registrar's office on Friday afternoon when you have a game on Saturday, those people have jobs. It's first come, first serve basis, bud. You get in there a week. We tell people, not only do they have to look up everybody's grades, verify everybody's accurate, once we get that, we have to process it. And we're not sitting around twiddling our thumbs. There's 125 teams in the league, and they're processed on a first-come, first-served basis. So,
absolutely.
Just because you send something in at 11 p.m. on Friday night before your game, well, for one, office closes at 5 on Friday, so we'll see you Monday.
All
there
right. Well, I think we've exhausted your vocal cords for today.
I'm
definitely
spent.
Do. We could see that your Christmas spirit's through the roof.
Love you, basketball fans. We'll see you at the national championship. IUSB, April something to something else.
Yeah, first week of April is always.
It's not first week. No,
week.
it's I think it's 12 to 14, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe it's 12 to 14.
Interesting.
South Bend, Indiana. I'm pumped up about it. Just submitted some grant application with the county out there. We're trying to spruce some stuff with some other media and marketing opportunities out there to try to grow attendance. So we got some stuff in the works. Just finished that up today. Some
Sweet. Sounds great.
bureaucratic tourism paperwork.
Yeah.
Check.
Everyone's favorite. Yeah. All right. Well, Sandy.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah, we appreciate having you on. I know you battled through some of adversity with that voice, but I think we filled in pretty well for Zach today.
Thank you.
So, all right. When we come back, we will do a little bit of NCBA and NCSA. A little bit of coverage on both leagues. So.
The Game is the official headwear sponsor of Cold Club Sports. They offer an early order discount to all of our leagues on top of their already low prices. Go to thegameheadwear.com and check out their wide selection of on-the-field hats, off-the-field boonies, beanies, and visors. Contact Felicia Battaglia at coldclubsports.com for all of your headwear needs.
Rawlings is proud to be partnered with Call Club Sports. If your team is in need of any products that Rawlings has to offer, contact us today. Rawlings, the finest in the field.
Fundraiser is the official fundraising platform of Cold Club Sports. Teams have the opportunity to create a free online campaign to begin accepting donations in hopes of reaching their fundraising goals. Please be sure to contact Cold Club Sports for more information on this amazing platform for all of your team's fundraising needs.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this special edition, our December edition of Suite 301.
Christmas edition.
The Christmas edition. I mean, Garrett, thank you. This one, by the way, this is Garrett Semick for everyone that tuned in. Garrett's in charge of Division III NCBA.
Yep.
You do a ton of other things here with the leagues and everything, help making everything run itself.
Yeah, I help out with Division I and then also spring training with Tracy.
Right, absolutely, and it's important that everyone knows what you do and how much you do for all of the leagues, not just baseball. So,
Exactly.
This is our episode.
Yeah.
This is our episode. We
It's
don't
our-
have
it's
Sandy.
our
We
time
don't-
to run.
We don't have Christian holding us down. We don't have
Exactly.
Sandy holding us down. This is us. So I'm excited to be here with you.
Yeah, glad to be here.
We're going to be covering baseball, softball, and spring training.
Yeah.
In no particular order. So
Yeah,
let's
it's kind of just feel it out and see where we go.
Yeah, let's start with spring training.
All
a
right,
little
spring
bit.
training?
So let's cover some new information with spring training. You
Yes.
know all about that.
Oh, yeah. Well versed in that. So we'll start off with the East. We're done with the registration for that, but if you still want to reach out to us, we're still looking for free agent teams, and we can kind of work with you guys to adjust otherwise. If you haven't gotten your hotel rooms, please reach out to Bubby, or Alec Verhoff, who was on before.
Yes.
Just a little office nickname for him. But he'll help you with any hotels, help you guys get those booked and taken care of, and then so we can make sure to keep track of that. That deadline is January 21st. That's when the room block ends, so you guys have to get your hotels in before then.
Yeah.
Important date to look out for. We've got 6 hotels, I believe, from you guys to choose from, so plenty of options. You're good to go on that. And that'll pretty much wrap it up for the East. There's not much going on with that, just kind of been lots of registration, lots of paperwork, and payments are due by January 31st. So we'll touch on that in next month's edition of Suite 301 as well to kind of re-go over all that.
So the 21st is the deadline for hotels.
Correct.
And then the 31st is for payments.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's
so-
for East only right now.
Right. And with everyone being home, assuming everyone's on Christmas break, what better time to get this situated?
Exactly.
I know there's a lot of factors that play into to being able to figure out how many rooms you're
Yeah.
booking, how many nights, but I mean, this is the time to do it.
Yeah,
No
exams are
schoolwork.
over.
Yeah, no schoolwork to worry about. You're at home enjoying the holidays. I mean, we get it.
Yeah.
Holidays are supposed to be spent with family and friends, but it can take all of an hour to get this stuff done.
Yeah, just send a message out to the guys or to your other board execs saying, hey, okay, we put these guys together. Let's kind of narrow this out and just get it taken care of.
Yeah, and then they will be contacting Alec Verhoff.
Correct.
Okay, fantastic. So let's move to the West then.
To the
Any new
West.
updates to the West.
So registration is still open for both Mesquite and Henderson. Our early deadline period just ended last week, but you guys still have up until January 15th is our deadline to register for the West. So you guys have plenty of time to get those in. Mesquite will be a wood bat tournament. So that's been the same. We decided to stick with it. The only difference is we're sticking with 7 innings, unlike in the past where they had to play 9.
Yeah.
And we will have, it'll most likely be myself or Alec will be out there with you guys 24/7 to make sure everything gets taken care of.
Sweet,
So we'll
yeah.
be good to go on that.
Absolutely, you gotta love wood bat.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in the spring. And by the way,
Marucci,
yeah, you guys can reach out to Alec Verhoff,
Yeah.
our Marucci sponsor account manager.
discounted wood bats.
Yes, absolutely. And former baseball players such as
Yeah.
ourselves, everyone has preferences.
Exactly.
Like, we get that.
Yeah.
It's part of the game. But in I think our experience, Marucci definitely makes the best wood bats.
Exactly. And, I mean, I've used Marucci bats in the past, and that's kind of not even,
Yeah.
didn't even know that before coming onto here, but
Yeah, and what better time, for what better reason would you be able to purchase a wood bat for
Yeah.
a spring training event like this out in the West?
and you can go any way with that wood bat. You can get a customized one. You can just get
Yeah.
pretty much a stock model if you're just trying to get a backup bat or something like that. It's plenty of options for you to go with Marucci.
Absolutely.
Go for it.
Absolutely. Well, that's exciting news out of the West. I mean,
Yeah.
the NCBA has definitely been trying to build a Western presence,
Exactly.
and now it seems like we finally have it.
And I think right now we already have 5 teams for Mesquite and then another 5 for Henderson. So there's lots of interest already.
Sweet, fantastic. Well, that's all good stuff. So,
Yeah.
so the important takeaways from spring training for everyone tuned in: January for the East.
For the East, and then the West we'll have that information released soon.
Okay,
About
fantastic.
hotels.
Okay, great. So January for the East, January 21st hotels, January 31st for the payments.
Yes.
Or 25th, isn't it?
It's 25th is for the hotel, 31st is the
25th
payments.
for the hotel, 31st for the payments, and then
Correct.
the information for the West will.
Alec will be sending that out probably today or tomorrow.
Well, great. That's fantastic. We definitely encourage you guys to partake in those events. I mean, you can speak to anyone that's been there before,
Oh, yeah.
staff, players, former players, anyone. I mean, it's literally the highlight of the year.
It's a unique experience. You get to take spring break as a team, play some baseball, enjoy the warm weather. It's kind of the best of both worlds.
Absolutely. Fantastic stuff going on that end. So, okay, so let's make the smooth transition into softball. Let's
Okay.
do
Yeah, which we
softball
actually
here.
do have an NCAA softball spring training, just to throw that out
Do
there.
we really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
interesting.
reach out to Tracy Reardon if you're interested in participating in that.
Interesting. All right. Well, I know we were having a little bit of difficulty getting Savannah on the phone. I'm not sure if that is still the case. But a lot of good stuff to cover from the NCSA end of
Yeah.
it.
We'll be going over the polls, some World Series announcements.
Well, let's go over it. Let's go over it. If Savannah decides to call in, we'll
Yeah,
chime her in.
exactly.
We'll fill her in for a little bit. Or should we give it a try?
Let's give it a try,
Go ahead,
see what
give it a
happens.
try.
Wing
Go
it.
ahead and try first.
Got it.
We're gonna press our luck here, see if we can get Savannah on air, give her input on all things NCSA.
Yeah, she'll know it much better than
Oh, of
us.
course, and she's fantastic with
Oh, yeah.
with everything. She works incredibly hard. Savannah, welcome to Suite 301. This is an attack by the youth. You are here with Joe and Garrett today. It sounds like your day's been made already. How have you been? Everything's good, right? Savannah, are you still there?
Did we lose her?
We might have lost her there.
Savannah.
No go. Savannah
Uh-oh.
chiming in from Colorado. Connection is tough.
This is difficult.
Connection is tough. Well, we could try it
Uh-oh.
again, right?
Holding out for hope here.
Yeah, we'll give it a whirl again. But either way, as we talk a little bit, as you can
Yeah.
try to call her again. But
We'll see.
a lot of new updates with the NCSA. First things first, I believe the World Series has been extended to 4 days,
Correct. They added a day onto it.
which is massive news. I
Yeah,
mean, that's incredibly important to be able to move that to 4 days.
Yeah, it gives the teams a chance to kind of spread out their games. They're not as cramped together. They get breathing room for everybody.
And it makes it an experience.
Yeah.
Exactly right. With breathing room, with being able to enjoy the entire World Series event as a whole.
Exactly.
It's more than just going out and playing back-to-back games. It's being able to take in the experience of being in Columbus, Georgia.
Yeah.
And being able to go to games, that you can watch other teams play.
Exactly. I mean, look at the baseball ones, which are 5 to 7 days. Gives you a chance just to be out there, see lots of baseball or now softball going on, and kind of just wrap up your season in a great way.
Yeah, and kudos to Savannah. It's unfortunate we can't get her on right now, but I mean, for everyone that's tuned in, the effort that she puts forth
It's amazing.
it's amazing.
I mean, she just had a baby
and just
in November and
completely
just
relentless with the efforts of getting everything organized for the girl for
Yeah.
the entire softball.
so thank you to Savannah for
Yes,
all your
absolutely.
hard work. It's
So,
greatly appreciated.
Unfortunately, yeah. Hopefully she calls in, but we'll try
Yeah.
to do our best here. So let's dive into it a little bit. Let's talk about polls. You
Yeah,
have the
I
polls
actually
in
have
front
the-
of you.
The December pool for the NCSA. I'll just rattle off the top 10 right now. You got Illinois, James Madison, the Naval Academy, Michigan State, Grand Valley State, Missouri, Iowa State, Air Force, Rutgers, and Florida State, all wrapping up their top 10.
I believe Illinois that won one of the fall tournaments.
I believe they won the Indy Invitational.
Indy Invitational, yeah.
Which-
So that's impressive stuff.
Yeah, I
Um,
think I looked it up. They're actually 13-0 in the fall season.
Yeah, and then you got the defending champ Naval Academy.
Yeah, who actually
Um,
dropped a spot. They were 2 last month, I should say, and now they're down to number 3.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff going on in the fall for the NCSA. It should be an interesting spring, much like we mentioned previous topics with basketball. Spring eligibility information
Yeah,
needs to
so
be
that-
completed.
That'll be coming out, I believe, for them. They start February 1st as well, so that'll be all January.
work.
Just you'll get hammered with the emails. Hey guys, get on this. Make sure you, and I can't emphasize enough, be proactive.
Yes, absolutely. There's just no excuse.
Yeah.
You get a 6-week Christmas break. Granted, a week and a half, maybe
Yeah.
2 weeks is spent dedicated to family, friends, relaxing. You
And the
just went
school might
through
be closed or
finals.
something, and just
You just went through finals. You got through a tough first semester, but there's a lot of time on your own to be able to get this stuff organized. So when you go back to school,
You
it
can
makes
get all
it
just
just it
ironed
makes
out.
everything easier. You go to the club sports bar, you go to the registrar, whatever you need to do to get this eligibility letters, getting everyone registered online, which is 100% based upon team presidents, vice
Yeah.
presidents expressing that information to everyone else on the team. It's all within your own grasp, your own control. So we can't emphasize, and I know
No.
Savannah would agree 100%, can't emphasize enough the importance of getting on top of that stuff, knocking it out early. You don't want to wait till the Thursday or Friday before your first games. Get it done.
And not
focus.
only does it make it easier on us and yourself, but if you knock it out, say 2 weeks before that first game when you know your roster and all that, then that whole week prior, all you're worrying about is focusing to getting off on the right foot for that first game. You're not worrying about, geez, I have to get this eligibility letter in. Are we going to be able to play?
Mhm.
Kind of lets you, it gives something off your plate so you can focus on what's important. And that's playing games and getting on the field.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And we already mentioned, the World Series being extended today is exciting news. It's back in Columbus, Georgia, by the way, if it's, not already news enough. Great location down there.
Yeah.
I know that everyone that was involved last year enjoyed it,
Yeah.
thoroughly. Very, very excited to be back there. Expecting great things with that extra day. So, other than that, I would definitely recommend staying tuned to emails. We know Savannah, we know your regional coordinators will be in touch with you, giving you guys deadlines on when everything is due. Just stay tuned to your emails. Don't go ghost mode for us throughout the entire
Not the time.
Christmas break. And that's basically it on the end of at the NCSA, I believe.
Yeah, probably says all we got on CSA. Right, the farthest we can go in the length
Yeah,
on it.
yeah.
Really.
Hopefully Savannah's proud of us
Yeah.
somewhere out in
Hopefully she's smiling. And just, man, those guys did a great job.
Right. So that leaves us with baseball. Leaves us
Yeah,
with the NTBA. So
The season ended November 11th, so it's kind of just been a low period where teams are making sure they get all their orders placed for uniforms, hats, getting all that taken care of, and kind of revamping for the spring season. So really for the baseball teams, just keep looking at your emails, keep looking at stuff from us, make sure you're on top of everything, and we'll be sure to get after it in January, making sure everyone has eligibility letters and have everything you need.
so much of the same.
Yeah,
as
pretty much
softball
everything we
for
went over
baseball.
for
So
softball.
and there's really just we could sit here and talk about it for hours.
Yeah.
But there's just, in my opinion, there's just no excuse of not getting your stuff completed on time. And
Yeah.
I think that, I think not only of us, but every regional coordinator in both leagues have expressed that, stressed upon that fall for everyone that's been here, multiple years, everyone that's been involved multiple years with your teams. You guys should know this. So,
And for any of the teams that are, struggling, whether it's club sports management wise or just kind of struggling with things getting together, feel free to reach out to us. Baseball teams, you can reach out to me. I handle all development for the baseball teams. I can help you out. I help run my club baseball team, so I'm very familiar with it. Softball teams, either your regional directors or Savannah, I'm sure we'll be more than happy
Tracy
to help.
Reardon as well.
Tracy Reardon. But
so-
yeah, we're here to help you guys. We want to make sure you guys are on top of everything and making sure you're ready for the spring semester.
Yeah, I just be in constant communication. We talk about that all the time. So.
Exactly.
So I think that's it, Garrett. I think
Yeah.
we covered everything. We covered football, basketball, softball, baseball, spring training,
Yeah.
exciting stuff, across the board.
Even got some marketing in there too.
Yeah, got some marketing in there. Make sure you guys are taking advantage of all the marketing, all the opportunities that we can provide you with. Whether it be Rawlings, it be Wilson, it be New Balance,
Phenom
Avis,
Elite.
Phenom Elite, fundraiser. Can't stress enough
No.
on fundraiser.
Easy way to make money.
Easy way to make money, and more money in your pocket allows you guys to do more things. And it's so simple to set up. Any questions with that, you can reach out to Tracy Reardon. She's the one in charge of fundraiser. But yeah, I mean, there's no reason. There's just no reason
None at all.
not to at least look into
Just
it.
got to
But-
set up a web page and
But yeah, we
That's all I
covered
got there.
everything on this special youth episode. I
Christmas
feel like,
edition.
we did a pretty good job filling in for Sandy and Christian. Certainly not A++
Yeah.
work, but
we're the newbies. We're taking over.
yeah, with any building program, you gotta tread a little bit before you can
Exactly.
you can really
Watch the tape.
influence the show. So I feel like we held our own.
Yeah.
Best duo
See,
ever
exactly.
from Savannah Aarons, who's having difficulty tuning into the show. But Savannah, we appreciate your
Thank
input.
you.
So that's it. That's it for
Yeah.
the Christmas episode. Merry Christmas.
Christmas
Festivus
theme.
in the headquarters here.
Yep.
Everyone's in Christmas sweaters except Sandy, of course.
Who just
But who
he was a
could
last
be
minute substitution.
Considered as the Grinch, maybe. We don't know.
Could go with Scrooge.
Yeah, very much
Yeah.
so. It could be Scrooge, but we'll determine that
Yeah.
later. But thank you everyone for tuning in. A special episode of Sweet 301. As always, do not forget to follow our Twitter and Facebook pages.
Yeah. Our
When's the
next
next episode.
is Tuesday, January 15th at 3:01 Eastern, right here on Facebook Live. So be sure to join us then to catch up everything around Cold Club sports and getting ready for the spring seasons. And remember, it's a game. Have fun.